Derrick Rose called it
man.
quits. 36 years old. Career marred by injuries. You know that.
Man.
But Derrick Rose was the youngest player ever to win the MVP. He was 22 years old. So you thought
You were looking at
you
one
were
of the
looking at
goats,
something
about,
right.
one of the greats.
That he could have been an all-time great,
100%.
especially when you start off like that.
Rookie of the year, you start off. MVP, you start off.
Nobody does that. I mean, the MVP, Rookie of the Year, obviously, but an MVP, your rookie year.
But it was even the Rookie of the Year because you got to remember, like,
he got out of swag.
he did it in Chicago where he's it was because we've talked about this. One of the things you start to see when I talk about this stuff is what also makes things magical sometimes, Rob, is the storylines, right? And here's this kid from Chicago gets drafted by the Bulls, coming off the Jordan era, of like, man, the Bulls haven't been that great. They had a couple of decent teams, but nothing great. And now you got this heir apparent, this guy who's just all he wants to do is hoop. He's not about the fanfare. Remember there was that funny video of him at the All-Star game when they're calling out all the players and LeBron and everybody's dancing. He's just kind of sitting there like, what time the game starts? He's kind of like a Jokic, actually.
Right.
Didn't want to really talk, just wanted to hoop. And he was spectacular. He gave it his all, blood, sweat, tears. Makes the Bulls relevant. They're winning like 60 games. And then, bam, he landed on that knee, Rob. He landed on that knee. And he was one of those players where you went, in the back of your mind, that was a concern. Like the torque and the way he played. It's kind of like how we always thought about D-Wade. Like, ooh, he plays the crash. He's a flash and a little too ooh-wee.
And it could
Iverson
come
the
back
same.
to bite
It could
you.
come back.
Right.
And he's the one guy we said, and it ended up being. But people are concerned about John Morant like that.
Yeah.
Quit flying through the air, man. You're a $120.
Be
Flying through
careful,
the air.
right.
Be careful. And he's the guy that it actually happened to, man. And it really, really sucked. But he finally called it quits, man. And Rob, it leads to a good conversation that everybody has of just someone. It didn't have to be basketball, but guys are like, man, if he only got another 5 years, if we got to see the best of player X, if we, if he didn't get injured, what else could have been? And he's one of the ones everybody always goes to. But who else are those players that you say, man, if only we could have gotten more, time to see the spectacularness of player X?
The first person that jumps in my head is Grant Hill.
Agree. Grant Hill. See, I don't agree. That's not I don't agree, but I mean that's not my first one.
Mine is Grant Hill. Grant Hill was supposed to be really.
We didn't get coming from Detroit area, we didn't get enough to know what it was going to be. Not that we wanted to see more, but I kind of know what it was going to be.
Yeah,
like we don't know. Derrick Rose was 22 when the injury happened.
Yeah, but
23. Like it was about to be.
I don't remember exactly how old he was. Is that when it was?
Yeah, I think it was like 20.
Because he won the MVP at 22.
Yeah, I think it was the next year.
But Grant Hill was supposed to be that guy, dude.
Replacing Jordan.
And all that. Like people thought of him on that. Remember, he won. Yeah. He was Rookie of the Year with Jason Kidd.
Mm-hmm.
They tied for Rookie of the
I know.
Year.
Yeah.
But and then he got hurt. He never really, and then he had to go to the bench. And he had a long career.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong.
He maximized based off of all the injuries.
But he never was able to be his full potential because he was chronically hurt.
If you're going NBA, obviously that's one. But if I'm going all around, it's Bo Jackson. We never got to see more of Bo as a football player. We didn't get a chance to see what he would have looked like. Let's say he played baseball another year or two, and then he finally said, I'm going to dedicate to football full time. Kind of how Deion Sanders did, if you will, another 4 or 5 years, what have you.
Yeah, but the difference was Bo Jackson was an all-star in baseball. Like Deion was never an all-star.
True.
Like, that's the thing about
That's true.
That's the thing about Bo that separates those two. And I'm not.
Yeah.
Deion did fine in baseball and had some moments, but Bo Jackson was an all-star in baseball and an all-star.
I know. And that's the only reason I brought up not playing baseball was saying if we saw a full 16 games. Meaning, he always missed the first month and a half or whatever, then he would pop up. I was saying, what would a 16-week Bo Jackson look like as a running back? It would have been crazy.
But the thing is, I hear you, but we did get to see him peak level, just not the whole career, but he was an all-star in both sports. That's what separated him. So did he reach his not full potential, but he reached his potential because
there was more in the tank, right? Not in the tank longevity. I'm talking about another level. I think there was another level. If he got from training camp on it as a running back, I'm there for the whole season, getting the continuity with the team. Man, I don't even know what he could have been. If we go back to the NBA, one of my favorites. Oh, he was so smooth, man. Penny Hardaway. If Penny doesn't get injured, that's another guy for me. I just absolutely would have loved to have seen a full career of Penny not being injured, man. One of my favorite players to watch. So smooth, so talented. It's like a mixture of, Magic Johnson and a, I don't know, Pippin-ish, if you will, or something. I know we said that about LeBron. He's smoother than LeBron. Penny Hardaway is another one. What about baseball? That's your sport. Is there a baseball player that we could have, got injured early and we wanted more from? I'm trying to think. Is there somebody that was, we saw it and we're like, man, if only.
Yeah. I don't know. Like right off the top of my head, I'm drawing a blank. I know there's somebody.
Yeah, there's somebody. We're missing an obvious one.
We're just missing an obvious. But I know basketball and football. We talk about Rob G. Jump in here.
Gale Sayers.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'll tell you what. I think that Bo Jackson would have been my first thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Only because he legitimately, by anyone who's ever said that they've seen him play, said he could have been all pro in either sport. Like he's that level of athlete.
But he was. He was.
Yeah, but I mean, like consistently. Like to do it once is one. Anyone can do it once, Rob.
But I'm just saying, like he did do it.
But he's saying like he couldn't have been all pro because
here's the thing, and all I'm saying is he's the only professional athlete in history to be named to an All-Star in two major North American sports, in football and baseball. Nobody else has ever done it. So I hear what you're saying. We didn't get a long piece of him, but we did get to see his greatness because he did something that nobody else was doing. I
just feel like there was another level that we was going to get to. There was another level that would have been amazing to see had he had been given the chance.
Yeah, I mean, just because at this point he's almost like a mythological figure,
and that's what makes it even. Because what could have been. We never
because they're like, he got timed in a 3.9 on the 40. Like, wait a minute, 3.9.
Yeah,
I don't think Usain Bolt's running a 3.9.
Greg Oden, is he one? Greg Oden, we never got to see.
I got one that's not quite
Greg
as
Oden,
obvious as
Greg
that
Oden.
one, but one that I was telling Rob about earlier. It's weird to say because we saw him at his peak already, and he's already, arguably the greatest to ever do it in his sport.
Hold on, this is sounding crazy then.
Tiger Woods.
Right.
If Tiger Woods' knee did not get torn up, and then his back got all torn up, then he had a car accident that got his leg torn up.
And then the golf club got torn up.
And then the golf club that broke the Escalade didn't get torn up.
Right. And then the ego and pride got broken more than anything.
And then the waitresses started talking to each other. Like if all of that didn't happen.
And then the waitresses were breaking eggs.
Exactly.
Y'all want to keep going?
Tiger Woods.
And then
let me just say this.
Then the voicemail.
Quick tangent. How many people, like if Calvin calls me and leave a message, he's not going to say, hey, it's Kelvin Washington, Spectrum 1, Fox Sports Radio, 4 to 7 Pacific, 7 to 7 Eastern. Just want to let you know that. Like Tiger Woods, hey, it's Tiger.
It's Tiger.
Hey, it's Tiger.
My wife has my phone. She might call you,
You don't need to say all that. You incriminating your own self.
Yeah, especially doing what he was doing. He was supposed to be like, yo, it's your boy.
Yeah.
No, she should have been calling his boy, not him.
Then there's that.
Why did she have your your main phone number?
Because he was not that guy growing up. So he was just excited to be.
That's crazy.
They love your boy for shizzle.
So Tiger.
I can't give you that too much though. We saw enough.
If he didn't tear all the things that he tore,
he
could end legitimately 25 majors.
No, and I think Rob G is right. He would be, without question, have all the beat Jack.
But we saw it. Many people still say he's the best ever.
And he still got cut short.
Yeah.
Like, that's how good he was.
Yeah.
And it got cut short.
Yeah, I think we saw. I think we saw enough with Tiger. I mean, he.
Anybody else? Why are we missing somebody?
We are. We're missing. I'm trying not to go to a list.
Is Steve listening?
Yeah, he is.
Baseball, Steve. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. Like
Steven Strasburg.
Oh,
with Washington.
Yeah.
Yes, and he was tremendous. He wound up got sidelined. Anybody else?
T-Mac.
Well, the first name in sports I thought of was Bill Walton.
I thought of Bill too. I'm no argument there, but I feel like almost again it's one of those Grant Hills where I at least saw enough. But I'd say Bill Walton more than Grant. Bill Walton more than Grant Hill for sure because those foot injuries were just.
He got in the Hall of Fame with. I don't think he literally played a full season in his whole pro career.
That's unbelievable.
Bill Walton. That's a great one. Bill Walton. I have no argument.
And remember, he got in the Hall of Fame because it's the Basketball Hall of Fame.
That's right.
What he did in college,
might be the number 2 guy all time in college basketball. Yeah.
I say that the other guy like that is. And this is not injury, But Christian Laettner is one of the all-time great college.
Oh, he
basketball.
might be the
Am I right?
greatest.
He might.
If you say him or Lou Alcindor, obviously turned Kareem.
People don't think of David Thompson like that.
David Thompson was amazing.
By the way,
too.
Baseball, Eric Davis was phenomenal in his career.
Yes,
and kept getting cut short.
And you
with
know
injury.
what? He could have had a 50-50, didn't he? He was
hurt. That type of player. Yeah,
he got hurt, and I think he had 38 home runs and 40 some odd steals, and got hurt early and could have gotten to that point. And that's without the bigger bases. That's like
you had to come. You had the pizza boxes as we enjoyed some wonderful pizza today. You had to bring the pizza boxes.
When I saw the box, I slid into it. I'm just saying.
What about the pitcher who passed away recently, J.R. Richard? Was an all-star.
James Rodney Richard.
Yeah. Oh, what's the young that passed with the Marlins?
Fernandez.
Fernandez, right? That's
Alex Fernandez.
Was it Alex Fernandez? Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that one too?
He died in a car crash.
Yeah.
Right?
Was he on the level of like?
He was on his way. I know he was really good.
Yeah.
So.
Hey,
Rob, do you got anybody else?
877-99 on Fox. 877-99 on Fox. Again, this is in honor of a really, really great player, but cut short, and Derrick Rose, who has announced his retirement today on social media.
Jose Fernandez.
Jose Fernandez.
That's right. So that's the question. 877-99 on Fox. Who was the greatest athlete to get their career cut short by injury?
That's the best part about it. Shout out to folks listening. They're gonna hit us with a few good one. I didn't think about because we're trying to do this without Googling. We're just trying to go off.
We're just talking about it. Right.
All right.
It is the Odd Couple on the TV theme song Thursday. Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington.
Derrick Rose. Got it. Yeah, Derrick Rose calling it a career, retiring after 16 seasons, about 3 or 4 of those amazing seasons, MVP, Rookie of the Year, All-Star seasons. But then obviously we all know cut short for injury. So that, Rob, is the question.
Yes.
Cut short. What we got?
Matt in Los Angeles. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Matt?
Hey, this is one about baseball. And this is a guy who, even though he's in the Hall of Fame, he and some writers had always said he could have been considered possibly one of the greatest ever, or the greatest ever, was Mickey Mantle if he hadn't gotten hurt, and then if he had taken care of his body and not lived the way he did.
Right. Well, the injuries and the alcohol.
Yeah, that's what he said.
You know
take
what I mean?
Care of his body, yeah.
Yeah, Mickey Mantle, if it was the alcohol.
If he was in this day and age where we are so into the nutrition and science, and I don't eat this, I put $1 million in my body, yeah.
And not only that, like the cops in New York during that time would drive him home when they found him.
That was
drunk.
back when reporters would cover for people.
That doesn't happen anymore.
No,
those days are over.
Now this is the day of got him. I want to get you, get caught up in something.
No doubt.
Who we got next, Rob?
Todd in Seattle. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Todd?
Hey, boys, I enjoy your show. First-time caller. You guys are awesome. I got a name for you that nobody talked about. Yeah, you're very welcome. Well-deserved. A name that I think is one of the saddest. Never going to be considered the greatest who had his career cut short. But how about Jason, now known as Jay Williams?
That's right.
There's a guy.
Motorcycle, right?
There's a guy who had all the talent in the world. Number 1 draft choice, was just a baller. And I mean, what was it, the scooter accident or the motorcycle?
Motorcycle, yeah. And you know what? The Bulls were nice to him.
They took care of him.
They gave him $1 million, even though
in his contract it said you can't ride
motorcycle, and they could have said, no, we're not giving you a dime.
And in that conversation we were having, thank you for the call, Todd. We were having yesterday about just sometimes you got to do what's right. The ball team that 4 more at bats, and he would have got a couple $100,000.
Right, and they cut him before. he got
it's like sometimes the PR and the negative PR ain't gonna be worth it. Jay Williams, my favorite college basketball player ever, was incredible. So good call there, Todd.
Here's one that we did blow. Okay, that we totally forgot. But Craig in Houston, you're on the Odd Couple.
Yeah, Craig, you won.
At the jackpot.
You won, Craig.
This one, Craig. What's up?
Hey guys, thanks for taking my call, man. Yeah, man, I had to go there, man. I said Lenny Bias, man.
No doubt, Len Bias, who didn't even get to play.
Oh, my
That's
God,
an unreal story, actually.
And you know what's crazy about it? While I was on hold, I'm thinking about it, and how do you guys feel about it? You could really throw Larry Bird in there because his back went out on him. And Bird
3 MVPs in a row.
Yeah.
Craig, stick with Len Bias, Craig. You were on a roll with that.
I'm gonna stay with Lenny, and one more for you, Rob. You know that we're doing the movie, the classic. I know it's a sitcom, but I'm gonna go movie. Hey, Warriors, they come out to play.
That's right.
We get into baseball, the playoff time. I'm here in Houston. We saying Yankees.
Yes, sir. Yes. I got
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Craig
Thanks,
down
Craig.
at H-Town. H-Town. What's up, Craig? Thank you for that call, brother. Lynn Bias. Yeah,
Lynn Bias.
that is the most unreal. Has there been a Lynn Bias movie yet? Let's get on that, Rob. We in LA. Let's get on that. We'll make that one happen.
How about Angie in Kansas? You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Ange?
Hi, how's it going?
Hey, Angie.
Love listening to you guys. Thanks so much for listening to me.
That's
I know he's not a great, but from where we're at with the Royals doing so well this year, Yordano Ventura was heartbreaking. He was so good and so fiery, and I think he had a chance to be something really special if he hadn't died in a car accident.
Yeah.
So that was one of mine.
Okay,
Yeah.
whenever it's like that.
Whenever it's the death, Lynn Bias, she just mentioned there too, like anytime death, it's because you never know. Sometimes injuries,
Thanks for the
somebody
call,
can at least say
Angie.
that's part of the game, if you will, but that always sucks. Angie, thank you for the call. Thank you for listening. All right, let's go to, you want to go to Brandon?
Let's go to Brandon. Yeah, we got time for Brandon in Riverside. My man, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio.
Good, guys. What's going on, man?
How are you?
What's up?
Brandon, what's the name from the Portland Trailblazers?
Brandon Roy. B. Roy.
Brandon Roy,
Yeah, he
yeah.
was nice.
Man, he was a killer, man. The injury just kept him down.
No, that's another one who didn't get to live up to his potential, Brandon.
Yeah, Brandon
And
Roy
every
was
time I
nice.
think about Derrick Rose, I get mad at Thibodeau because it was his fault.
Grinding him.
His fault.
Yeah, well, that's
the moniker he gets. He's
the
grinding.
MO on him. Brandon, thanks. We'll squeeze in Trucker Don from Boston. I want to hear who he has. Trucker Don, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up? Yes, sir. Thank you, Trucker Don.
What's going on, guys? Still the greatest radio show on the air right
Wow.
now.
Hey, we'll take it. Thank you.
Yeah, Kellen, you're doing awesome, bud. I'm glad to see that you're sticking with us. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to go real obscure.
Okay.
And Rob, this comes from my cousin, Joey Parker, by the way.
Okay.
There's a Parker in my family. So one of you got over the fence. But,
That's right.
Tony Canigliaro. Do you remember him?
Yes, I do remember. Now, what was his?
7 Red Sox.
Yeah, what was his? What happened to him? His injury?
He got hit in the head with a pitch.
Oh, okay.
It broke his jaw, broke his eye socket, broke his nose.
No, I do.
And
Yes, I do remember that now.
He was on his way to a great career. It put him out for a lot of years. He made a comeback 10 years later, and then he died suddenly from just a tragic, death, career, everything. Just a great guy, too. So.
No doubt.
Trucker
All right,
Don,
Trucker
we
Don.
I just
appreciate
thought
it,
you
man.
guys would find it interesting. No,
Yeah,
thanks,
we do.
guys. Have
Yep.
a good one.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it,
it.
man. Stay safe out there. So anytime you start to hear about the folks getting hurt and deaths and all that, but Lynn Bias, I still wait on the movie for that. Was just that story.
It
to
must
me
be a
still,
movie. I think there's got to be.
There's got to be. Well, they need to make another one with the big Michael B. Jordan or something like that. I'll make him 6'6".